this
no, you're not. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Monday team here today. You have myself, Alpha Dog Bets, with my guy, JD, from Line Movers, and the guy we tolerate, Hefe Picks. Hefe, I like the jacket today. You're looking fresh. How are you today, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm excited. Great little weekend. Masters Sunday at Augusta was fucking cinema. And now we get a little bit of a break from basketball before we really start ramping up for the NBA playoffs and NFL drafts next week. I mean, it's about to be a hefty next 2 weeks of sports.
100%.
Obviously, baseball season full in swing. NHL playoffs also starting.
I was about to get that too. NHL playoffs are about to be into the thick of it as
mean,
well.
There's just a lot of going on right now.
100%. And there'll be more golf majors coming up soon. JD, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. As far as this weekend, I actually took the full weekend off.
Did you?
I actually made no actually bets whatsoever. That's the first time that I've taken 2 full days off in quite some like time.
You refreshed, you charged up, ready to go?
Yes,
you know what, man. I think other than obviously like the Masters, like the futures, I also like baseball was weird this weekend. I didn't love much of anything.
Breaking news. We have breaking news from Chams Charania.
I mean, this is like
everyone expected it, but the Phoenix Suns have just fired head coach Mike Budenholzer after finishing 11th. The team finished with a 36-46 record in his one season, but he has been canned by the Phoenix Suns. Hefe, I'm going to throw it over to you. Well, obviously we didn't have this planned, but what do you think about it? I know you said it's expected. Thoughts, comments? What do you got?
This Phoenix Suns team and where they were a year ago today, not actually a calendar year, but going into the season with Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, the team that they built around them. You could say it's one of the biggest just debacles in sport in NBA history. This team does not own any of their first round picks for many years to come. Obviously, the trio of Durant, Booker, and Beal is not going to work out as Durant ain't going to get any younger. Beal's not going to get any healthier. And Booker is just kind of wasting away in a weird way. This is going to be where the Suns go from this offseason is going to be very interesting. I really cannot see all 3 of those players still being Phoenix Suns by the end of this year. By the start of next season, let me put it to you like that. I think KD is once again going to be on the move, which at this point is just the story of his freaking career. And I think Bradley Beal is going to be one of the worst contracts in NBA history. The guy's about to be making, $50 million on annual average value. He is just barely an NBA player at this point with all his injuries. Some of it's his fault, not much. And Booker is the one where I think the Suns actually should look into trading him because he has the most value. Like Devin Booker, teams would line up to trade 5 first-round picks for Devin Booker, no problem.
100%.
KD, I don't know what his value is, but he's still very valuable. He still has on value. The right team, dude. If on the right team, KD could be that. Oh, I'm going to kill myself for saying what I'm going to say next.
You better not. You absolutely better not.
If the Knicks could get KD without giving up anybody big, it would be the missing piece in my opinion. But it's
let me tell you right now, that's not the piece for the Knicks. The piece for the Knicks is Giannis Antetokounmpo. We will talk about that in the offseason because there's going to be a lot of talks about that after the Knicks blow it in the postseason. Very excited for that.
I mean, you agree, right? Like this Suns team they have to blow it up like to nuclear proportions.
They could try, but the issue is that Bradley Beal does a full no trade clause. So you can't move him, and he's making over $50 million a year going forward, as you just alluded to perfectly. This is a disaster. This season was a disaster for the Phoenix Suns. I do believe KD is going to leave. Red hot take, that's your comment. And I do believe that Devin Booker is going to want out. I mean, they're going to want to keep him there, absolutely. But how many more years of this crap can he take out in Phoenix? He's going to want to go win a championship, play on a legitimate contender, maybe go to a little bit of a bigger market than Phoenix. You know, they're not the biggest market out there. So, unfortunately for the Suns, I think there's going to be a lot of negative things that happen to them this postseason or after the season, this offseason. I do think that it was the right move firing Budenholzer, but at the same time, the roster was a complete disaster. JD, we need to know your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, like, as far as this team, as soon as KD actually got hurt, this team completely quit. I mean, quit, and it was crazy to like see. I think I played the Suns whenever they played. I really believe that I played their actually like opponent's team total over every single game.
Yeah, because they played no defense.
They just literally played no defense, did not care. Now actually, like, as far as actually KD, yes, like, I think he's gone. I mean, actually, he's come out and said it. I mean, like, he wants out. I mean, he's actually made that very clear.
I mean, we're at his maximum, right? He doesn't stay on teams for more than 2, 3, 4 years. So we're at that time when he likes to pack up and go anyway, especially from a situation where, you know, the team is not winning or making the playoffs.
For sure. So yeah, I'm not sure what else they're like going to do. As far as actually like Booker goes, I'm sitting here thinking of like where even he could like possibly go.
I have a great spot for him. I got a great spot for him.
Larger point, guys. I really think this might be the end of like the NBA super teams. I'm trying to think in my head when the last time like strictly from free agency or trades, like a team like brought together the best player, because Devin Booker drafted by them, so I'm not putting him.
But they brought in KD and Beal, which I know Beal's not a super team, but they paid him to be one.
Let me get to my point. My point is, I don't think it works. When was the last time a team did that through free agency and it worked?
Let's take a look at previous champions, because that's a good point. I mean,
last year Celtics doesn't count. JB,
I mean, they kind of count. They kind of count.
No, wrong. You're wrong. JT and JB, they drafted.
Yeah, but Derek White, they didn't. He's an absolute superstar. Kristaps Porzingis, they didn't. He's an absolute superstar. Al Horford, they didn't. He's an absolute beast for them. I mean, they signed and added a lot of pieces. They did great.
You're really trying to fight my point by bringing up Al Horford right now.
I said Porzingis first. Jrue Holiday. I mean, there's a million guys that they've had over the years that they did not draft.
Go back a year. Go back another year. Well, who won the year before? The Nuggets.
I'm pulling up the list here so we can actually go through it. Give me 1 second here. 2020. That is not accurate.
The Bucks, no. Year before that,
Celtics, Nuggets, Warriors. 2 years ago, Warriors. 3 years ago, it was. Sorry, it was Nuggets. It was Warriors, Nuggets, Celtics. Last three.
And neither of those three were bought super teams.
Nuggets literally that was the Bucks. They weren't really either. Lakers was I'm not going to go to the Mickey Mouse title, but yeah, I mean, you're right. We haven't seen a ton of super teams that have been, brought together via free agency, but you can't say that the Celtics are not a super team. I don't care if they drafted all these guys. They have so many expensive max guys in the team.
Yes, I get it, but that's the way you have to build now. You're proving my point. Their best two players are Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Correct.
You want to throw Jrue Holiday in there? I get it, but no. And they're drafted players. Why? Because when you draft a player and you have those bird rights, it's cheaper for you to sign that player to the maximum than going to free agency. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know the last time a built super team where you went out and like your best.
Thanks for coming, Fuddy. Thanks for showing up.
You get my point. I think moving forward, you're going to just see more of teams willing to keep their own superstars. Obviously, besides the Dallas Mavericks, who are just ridiculous for what they did. But other than that, I really think that's kind of where the future is. I'm excited for these NBA playoffs. I'm going to say right now, the West has the possibility to be one of the best playoffs in a long time.
Well, I think that's a great segue. I think that's an absolute great segue, gentlemen. Before we jump into our NBA play-in game bets, because we are going to be covering that, I do want to quickly talk that the odds today are being presented by the Challengers Sportsbook. Make sure you guys check them out. Today's odds 100% are all from Challengers Sportsbook. More to come from that at a later date. Aiden, I do want to bring up your comment here. Where does D-Book go? We did just talk about that a few minutes ago. There's so many options right now. I mean, you take a look at what Mikal Bridges got from the Knicks last year when the Knicks traded with the Nets. They gave up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. Devin Booker's a better player than Mikal Bridges and just as young, if not slightly younger, I believe. So I think it's going to be an absolutely massive package. We do have to go look around the league and see who has all their draft picks.
You need a team that just does not have a 2-guard, like a team that.
But they also have to have a ton of picks. Like the Lakers are out because they don't have any picks. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of contenders that don't have the capital to make that trade.
You want me just to throw?
Can't make that trade.
Throw a dart? I'll throw a dart at you right now. Houston Rockets.
That's a team that could make it happen. Wait, didn't they? Didn't they give away all their picks? Do they have all their picks?
No, they have not made any huge trades.
But I thought a couple years ago with one of their star trades they mortgaged all their future picks. They probably have them. You're probably right. And I probably don't know this, but yeah, I could definitely see him fitting in Houston, same kind of area. You know, it's pretty close to Phoenix. So
and another team that I think is not going to do is in the playoffs, and they have a really, really interesting matchup in the first round. A team that's never put another all-star around what I would call a top 2 player in the NBA, the Nuggets. The Nuggets.
That would be interesting.
Arrive.
That would be
Jamal
interesting.
Murray and D-Book as a front court.
Imagine if the Spurs didn't trade all that capital for what's his name, Fox, and we could have had Booker over there in the Spurs. So there'll be more to come on this, Aiden. I promise you, we are going to have some after the season NBA free agency and trade conversations that we're going to go over all of our predictions. Just right now, going to be completely transparent. I don't know all the trade assets that every team has. I can't give you a realistic prediction until I go through all the data, which we absolutely will do. All right, boys. Well, as I said, that's a great segue because we're going to go into our play-in games. We have 2 of them we're going to be breaking down today. They are both tomorrow's slate of games, and then we're going to have another slate of games on Wednesday. We're going to be breaking those down when we are live on Wednesday. But to start, guys, we are going to jump right in to the NBA. If I can find the transition. And I have found it. We're going right in. First game we're breaking down, guys, is going to be the Atlanta Hawks taking it on the Orlando Magic. This game comes to us live tomorrow, April 15th at 7:30 p.m. We all know the end of the year, both these teams rested the majority of their starters. So right now, on the injury report, you really can't go off it. All the guys that missed the last game are listed as out with their expected return date as of tomorrow. So I do expect we will see those guys. Listed in that is Paolo Banchero, Fran Wagner. On the other side, Trae Young, Karis LeVert. They all missed their last game, but it does say that we'll be back next game. So I fully anticipate the stars to all be shining in this one. Hefe, kicking it over to you. The Hawks finished the season 40-42, 19-22 on the road. The Magic, 41-41, but they were 22-19 at home. Who do you got in this one? Do you have a spread, a money line, a total? What do you like?
It's funny. I feel like the Atlanta Hawks are every single year in the same exact spot. They just are the play-in team, and they're always, I feel like, in this spot, man. And this is the weird one because this is where the winner goes and faces the Celtics, and the loser waits for Heat Bulls to play and plays the winner of that one. So even though there's a lot of pressure on this game, it's not technically win or go home. With that being said, I like the Magic all year long. I think the Magic had a really tough stretch in season where basically every single one of their best players was out for a good period of time.
Yeah.
It took them a while to not only get those players back, but get them into game shape. And I think we're kind of seeing that come to fruition towards the end of the season. I'm taking the Magic to win this game. I'm actually going to money line parlay them with the next game that we get to. And once we get to that game, I'll tell you who I'm taking in that one as a little money line parlay.
I have a guess who you're taking, but we'll let the people wait and find it out. JD, my guy, the king of play-in games. Fun fact for anyone who does not know, JD has not gotten a play-in game wrong in the history of the Line Movers account. So JD, you've been money on these. Tell us who you got in the Hawks and the Magic.
I mean, yeah, this seems to be actually a Magic team that I really want to back. Once again, the Hawks, as far as on the defensive side of the ball, they just really don't play much. The other is not what they do well. And then actually going against a matchup here, I think this could be one of the worst teams that they could possibly have. Just actually because the Magic is actually going to hold them down. They just can't run and gun. That's just not going to work here. So I mean, as far as the Magic side, I definitely think that actually they win. 5 points. I think that line's fairly good. I'm not really seeing a lot of value there. As actually like Hefe said, as far as using this as actually like a parlay piece, it's probably going to be a good bet. But yeah, that's really all I have here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Hawks here with the points. They just have guys who have been here and done that before, and they've had success in these moments. Trae Young knows what he's doing in these games. The lights will not be too bright for them. Hefe, you kind of alluded to it. Do these teams really want to win? Because, you have to avoid the Celtics here. But anyway, I do think they are going to play to win just to get into the playoffs. I am taking the 5 points. I'm not sure if the Hawks will win this game. I do think the Magic may still pull it out, but I do think the +5 is definitely the value in this game. Let's take a look at how these two teams have done against each other in the regular season. So we have a series tie, 2-2. And it's actually split even as well, where the Hawks won one home game, lost one road game. The Magic won one home game, lost one road game. And the games have all been relatively close. I mean, the first game we saw from them was back in February. The Hawks won 112-106. The second game, we saw the Magic win 114-108. The third game, the Magic win 119-112. And their last game was just it was actually yesterday that ended 117-105, but they didn't really play anyone in that game. They didn't want to show off too much too early. But the other games that they played, the 3 other games this season, ended by 6 or 7 points. I do think this one will be a little bit closer. It's a playoff atmosphere. They will be playing a little bit different style game, and the Hawks will be able to keep this one close. So give me the Hawks plus the 5. Definitely my pick on this game. All right, boys, let's keep it rolling. Next game we're going to be breaking down is going to be the Memphis Ja Morants taking on the Golden State Steph Currys. The Memphis Ja Morants finished the year 48-34. They were 22-19 on the road, though. Let me repeat that. 48-34. But only 22-19 on the road. They've been a significantly better home team all year long. Warriors, 48-34, 24-17 at home. They're also a better home team. Well, it's actually about split. That's split with their home and away splits. But this Golden State team is an absolutely different team from the second half of the season, post-trade deadline, than what we saw in the first half of the season for them. We all know the trades that they made, acquiring Jimmy Butler, playing much better team basketball since he's got there. The ESPN BPI has this one as the Warriors are a 71% favorite, and I think the odds are kind of indicative of that as well. Golden State's coming in as a 7-point favorite on the spread in this game. Hefe, we're going to kick it over to you. Do you think the Warriors get it done at home and cover the spread, or do the Grizzlies keep it close or even win this game outright?
Yeah, you alluded to basically all my big points. Warriors 23-8 since Jimmy Butler. So they are a much
unbelievable
team. And I'll be honest with you, that game yesterday was great. Went to overtime between them and the Clippers, and it was actually insane how much that game turned everything around. Really, it was actually the game before this where Harrison Barnes hits a buzzer beater to beat the Warriors in their second to last game of the season. That kind of changed the entire makeup of the seeding. Now you have a situation where Warriors at home. I do think they win this game at home. This is just a team that literally everywhere you look on their lineup, battle tested, like absolutely battle tested. Curry, Draymond, Jimmy Butler, and it just, battle tested to the max. Then the Grizzlies have been a little bit in disarray. It's funny. When the Nuggets fired Mike Malone, you had a lot of chatter about why. Yep. The morale was down. Him and the GM couldn't, agree on a bunch of things. Why is Westbrook getting all these minutes? The style of play. When Grizzlies fired the coach Taylor Jenkins, he didn't really hear much about why. Yep. And I think it's still kind of like a question mark in the air. And they haven't been playing too great since then. Taking the Warriors here on the money line, I'm going to put them with the Magic, and it's going to give me a plus 100 even money line parlay. I also think by winning this. So in the East, look, do you want to play the Celtics? Do you want to play the Cavs? You can make a case for each. I'm not telling you right now. In the West, you definitely want to play the Rockets and avoid the Thunder. So this is a big. And I think the Warriors not only can win this game tomorrow. It's going to be a series with the Rockets. I see them matching up very well against them. Inexperience versus experience. Give me the Warriors tomorrow night. Like I said, put it with the Magic in a moneyline parlay. And I'm really curious to see what the series price will be for Rockets Warriors if that happens.
Yeah, and I think experience is the main thing that I'm leaning on in this game, and I think you put it perfectly. The Warriors just have guys that have done it over and over again, have been here, conquered this game, and won it decisively before. I know the Grizzlies have been good this year, but It's hard to say, but does anyone feel like the Grizzlies really went 48-34 this year? I know that's a weird thing to say. They did go 48-34. They did have a very good year, but it didn't feel like they were the caliber of the Warriors, what the line is indicating here as well. They have Draymond Green, who's going to win the Defensive Player of the Year. They have Steph Curry, who's the best shooter we've ever seen. They have Jimmy Butler, who's probably the second best defensive player in the league right now as well. So they can compete on the defensive end, grind you out, and then get it up the court and have shooters and guys that can put the ball in the basket. They're very good at scoring and playing defense, especially since the trade deadline. They've just become a much better team, and I think we're going to see them be the much superior team here. They're going to be the more experienced team, like I said. They are not going to have the early game nerves that I think the Grizzlies may have in this one. They have the coach who's been there as well. Hefe alluded to the firing of the coach in Memphis. There's just a lot going on in that building. I do think the Warriors are going to be able to run away with this one, and I am going to take them minus the 7. One thing I did want to bring up, guys, when you take a look at the regular season between these two teams, the Warriors did win 3 out of the 4 games. Since the trade deadline, they've only played once. It was earlier this month on April 1st, but the Warriors did beat the Grizzlies 134-125, so they covered that 7-point spread by winning by 9. So if we can replicate that, we will get the cash there. One more thing about these two teams as well. Remember last year, boys, when we used to talk about the Grizzlies, how they were the best cover team in the NBA. They may not win every game, but they were covering all the time. That was not the case this year. They're not the same Grizzlies team, and they're not performing the same way they did last year. Which team do you guys think was better against the spread this year? The Warriors or the Grizzlies? JD.
They were both so like different, because in the start of the year the Grizzlies were, then right at the end of the year I believe the Warriors were.
Warriors.
I was about to say, I mean, like it had to be just because of the way that they finished it out here.
So Memphis finished 14th best against the spread this year. So remember last year they were top of the boards. It just wasn't the case this year. Golden State did finish at 11th. They were 41-38 ATS, while Memphis was 41-40. So Golden State did perform slightly better. They're the better overall team. They have the experience, and they will get it done. JD, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, y'all have broken down this game really well. For me, yeah, as far as these teams currently, one is going one way and one is going the other way.
Good way to put it.
As far as the Grizzlies, as far as the first half of the season, loved them. They were playing great, and actually I backed them a whole bunch. And then as soon as the All-Star break happened, I don't know what happened right at that point, but they
totally
just
flipped,
fell off.
Yep.
And then now you have everything. You've had all the Ja stuff and just all of that drama.
Yeah.
It's just drama. And actually Golden State, just like y'all both said, I mean, they have turned it on. Since they got Jimmy, they're what? Do you actually have that, Alpha? Or
23-8, I believe, is what
happened. I mean, yeah, they're just playing great ball here. The Grizzlies, even these last few games, the games where they, really needed to win, the showings that they had were just not good. They did not look good whatsoever. So there's no way that I can back them here.
Yeah.
This is going to be like a Golden State in basically every single way.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think we're all on the same page here. Let's see the Warriors win this game by 42 points. So by halftime, I can go to bed happy knowing I already won that freaking bet. All right, boys. Y'all know what time it is. Those were the only 2 NBA games.
I just want to shout out me and Alpha for getting through this whole segment without not saying one thing about our team who will not be mentioned right now, because I will do a 45-minute rant on Friday's show.
I'm trying to protect the viewers from that rant right now. Everybody knows that game is going to be on Saturday, so we need the Hefe instant reaction on Friday right before the big game. We know everyone's going to be here. We know everyone's going to be tuning in because they want to hear what your psychotic ass is going to say about the freaking Knicks. But boys, what was this show built on, JD? What was this show built on?
Baseball.
And what do we crush? Especially right now, we've been absolutely on fire, and that is the MLB. So JD, let's kick it off, brother. We're going to go right into baseball, and we're going to break down the San Francisco Giants taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Giants have been freaking believable this year. No other way to put it. They're 11-4 in the year and 7-2 on the road, which to me is even more impressive than their overall record. They're 7-2 on the road as a San Francisco team, traveling all around cold cities. They've been fantastic, taking on the Philadelphia Phillies, who are 9-6 on the year. However, the Phillies are 5-1 at home. They've been a great home team this season. On the bump for the San Francisco Giants tonight is going to be Landon Roop. Landon Roop is 0-1 on the year with a 3.6 ERA. He has a 1.5 whip in 10 innings of work. He's allowed 11 hits and 4 walks, but has yet to give up a homer. He does have 12 Ks on the year. On the other side, we got Taijuan Walker turning back the clock a little bit. He's looked pretty good this year. He's 1-0 with a 0 ERA. In 10.2 innings of work, he's allowed 8 hits and 4 walks to go along with 9 strikeouts. JD, is this going to last for Taijuan Walker? Is he going to continue to be a lights-out pitcher and put up zeros in the ERA column yet again here? What do you got?
Hell no.
Hell no.
He is going to end up getting smacked, guys. When you just look at both of these guys, as far as their numbers, they really don't tell you actually what's going on. Because as far as Walker said, he's actually not given up a run yet. And believe me, that's going to change. I forgot what his ERA was last year, but it was extremely high. Extremely high. And I just don't think he's all of a sudden just this lights out guy. I believe he faced the Rockies first, and then I think he actually played the National Braves. And the Braves, for them and actually their lineup currently, it's actually just a game to game thing. Sometimes they look good and actually putting up runs, and then other games they just are striking out actually crazy, and just can't do anything. So he's faced actually 2 teams that, haven't actually really looked good so far. And then you have Roop. This guy is very good. In his very first start of the season, towards the end of his outing there, he ended up walking, I think, 4 guys and actually got into trouble there. So, he ended up giving up runs. But besides that, he actually pitched well. And actually then his last game, he also pitched very well. He's also struck out 12 men, and that's in, I believe he's only pitched 10 innings.
Group? Yep.
Yeah. He's looking very, very good. As far as Philly goes, they have actually never seen him. So that's a plus for actually him. And then as far as Walker goes, this actual Giants lineup has seen him, and they've actually hit him pretty well. So for this game here, I actually have the Giants favored. Actually pretty clear favorite here. You can get them on the money line here at plus 100, and actually I am all over that.
I definitely respect that. Before I go into my pick on this game, and then we're going to get right into the Yankee game, which does have my POD. I accidentally hit send on that tweet a little early, so I apologize if you tapped in. We'll be in that game in just a moment. I do have an official play on this game, too. But Aiden's asking us what whip means. We talk about whip on the show all the time. Whip is walks and hits per inning pitch. So, for example, let's say they pitched 10 innings and they allowed 10 hits and 0 walks. They would have a 1.0 whip. That's the best way to look at it. Let's go back to this game, guys. I absolutely love the over in this game. It is one of my favorite plays today. Taijuan Walker is going to get smacked and smacked hard very soon. I believe it's going to be today. He is not a 0 ERA pitcher. This guy has been in the big leagues for a very long time. He's 32 years old, turning 33 midseason. We've all seen this guy for the last 10 years or so. He's bounced around the league. He's a journeyman. He's not an ace. He's not a guy who's going to consistently give you 0 earned runs. They know when he's on the bump, they need to hit. They always know that, and the Phillies will hit tonight. Roop has done a good job this year. Like we alluded to earlier, he is 0-1 on the year with a 3.6 ERA. However, I do think this Phillies team will be able to get off on him. He is a righty. The Phillies have some very strong, deadly lefty bats that will be in the lineup tonight. I would put the Giants as a slight favorite here as well, because I do think Taijuan Walker, this is the game we're going to see him get shelled. Also, to point out, this game did open at 8.5 as the total. It has moved up to 9. It's juiced on the under. We can get the over 9 at a plus 100. It's exactly what I'm playing. I do think we're going to see a ton of runs in this ballgame. Hefferoni, what you got?
It's a weird number. Kind of leaning towards how JD's looking at this. I think it's a Giants play for me. Giants just had a pretty solid weekend. I'm sorry, series against the Yankees.
In terrible weather, they still hit like animals in that series.
I mean, Wilmer Flores 6 home runs already on the year. Many other players of them hitting very well. The pitchers pitching very well, and in not great weather. I'm going to go with the hot team here. I'm not going to take any time. I'm giving the Giants on a money line.
All right, well, let's dive into my favorite game of the day, boys. Royals-Yankees. And shocking, I'm not on the Yankees. I'm going to put that out right away. Well, let's break this one down with the pitching matchup. We have Seth Lugo on the bump for the Kansas City Royals. He's 1-1 on the year with a 3.25 ERA. In 16 innings of work, he has a 1.26 whip, which is 14 hits to go along with 7 walks. He's allowed 1 homer and has 12 strikeouts to boot. For Carlos Cookie Carrasco, pitching for the New York Yankees. Boy, did I not think that was going to be a thing this year. But hey, here we are. Carlos Cookie Carrasco on the bump for the 8-7 New York Yankees. Carlos Carrasco's 1-1 on the year, guys, with a 7.75 ERA. He has a whip of a 1.65 in 11 innings of work. He's allowed 16 hits, 3 walks, and 4 homers. Let me remind you guys, we're going to be in Yankee Stadium tonight, where normal pop flies end up being homers in that ballpark. This game, to me, I think by the way I introed it, you guys can probably tell which way I'm leaning, but I'm going to start this one first, guys. My favorite play of the day, my POD, is going to be the over in this ball game. I do think Cookie Carrasco is going to get absolutely shelled by this Royals lineup. He just is not a great pitcher anymore. He's been around the block for quite a while. Cookie Carrasco just turned 38 years old, guys, so he's not a young man. We know what he has, and let's take a look at his 3 games he's pitched in this year. 4 earned, 3 earned, 3 earned, and he has not gotten out of the 5th while doing it. So he's really struggled, and I do think both teams will be able to score off the pitchers in this matchup. I know Lugo's a decent pitcher here, but I do think the Yankees bats will be able to get a couple runs off him as well. We all know the Royals are not as good on the road as they are at home. They're 8-8 in the year, but they are 2-4 on the road. So my favorite play by far is going to be the over 9 in this game. I do think we see this game hit a minimum of 12 runs. So even if it goes up a little more, you don't have time to get the bet in. I do still think this one's good for a very high number. The Yankees have been giving up a ton of run, guys. They just have been. Their pitching has been atrocious as of late. Let's go look through their most recent games. 5-4 against the Giants yesterday, that would have pushed. 8-4 the game before, we would have won. 9-1 the game before, which, by the way, ended after only 6 innings. 10 runs in 6 innings, that would have cashed this one as well. So their last 3 games would have all gone comfortably over this number. I think that's going to continue tonight. Give me the over. My favorite play of the day. JD, thoughts? What do you got?
Man, yeah, you basically said everything that I was going to say. Yes.
Love that.
Over. I actually played this over last it was actually last night. The number has actually
Really? You took it early? Let's go.
Yeah, I took it early. I took it last night.
See that.
The actual number has moved up now. The actual number is 9. So I'm not going to give it out as an actual show play just because that's not where I actually got the number at.
Yeah, I get that.
But yes, I still like the over here. Just actually, like you said, Alpha, I think that both teams are actually going to score here.
Yeah, 100%.
And you gave a ton of reasons why, and it was literally what I was going to say here. There is a player prop though that I absolutely love. There is a Yankee, and he absolutely smacks Lugo up.
Is he the same Yankee that's been smacking everyone up this year?
Probably so. Do you know who?
Paul Goldschmidt's been the guy who's smacking up everyone, so I'm assuming because he was out in the West. Yep. There we go.
Yeah. Paul Goldschmidt off of actually Lugo is 7.4 E actually 11. He had 2 extra, baby. Yeah, 2 extra base hits. He's actually at 2 home run runs also. You can get him over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs for -120.
I love that.
And I think that line is just very low.
I don't have the official lineup yet. They haven't announced where he's going to be in the batting order, right? Because he's been fantastic in that leadoff spot, but the last couple games they've dropped him down to the 4 or 5 hole. I don't know where he's going to be tonight, but no matter where he's going to be, I absolutely love that play, JD. He's been the only Yankee hitting. So someone's going to have to produce and get some runs for us, and if he kills Lugo in his career, like you said, that is fantastic. fantastic news. I'm definitely going to tail that from you, and let's cash that play. Any other plays from either of you guys on this game before we move on to the final game and the final breakdown we have before getting into best bets for the day?
Honestly, I like this game. I like this game in so many different angles. I think you could do obviously the over, which is an ESPN bet, still at 8.5 and minus 130 odds. So that's looking like the best odds out there.
Okay, question for you. When you see that, how do you like to play it? So if you're betting over 8.5, they have to hit 9. If you're betting 9, you can push. Right now, it's at like a minus 102, minus 103, depending on the book right now on the over 9.
The juice is only like 2.20 or 30.
20 cents.
The lower number. It's just, I know what you're saying, but
just trying to get more of your style to let the people know how you like when you see
if I can get the better number, I'm taking the better number. I get what you're saying. At the end of the day, you're still rooting for the same number, 9 technically, but like a win's a win. A push is kind of just a waste of everybody's time. But I like the Yankees team total 4.5. I think that is a chance to hit. I think the Royals has a chance to hit their team total at 3.5.
So I think that's going to hit in the second inning. I think Carrasco's going to get absolutely lit up tonight.
There's a first 5 total of 5 at minus 110 odds, over under 5 that I think can hit. But when you look at the stats, like Yankees versus Royals, Yankees are so much better as a lineup. They have every single statistical category you can have better than the Royals, from hits to home runs to RBIs to slugging percentage, just everything. But the ultimate denominator here is Carrasco.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly it. He sucks. He just sucks.
It's a solid night weather tonight. It's going to be, in the 60s. It's not going to be freezing. I think you could see both teams just absolutely hitting. I think you could win this thing on both odds, but I don't agree with that one because I don't hate it. Let me get into this is weirdly a really big game for the Yankees. They got to start off a series with a win. They can't keep starting series off with losses.
I mean, I agree, but are they capable of hitting right now in the cold weather with the talent they have? We will see. I think they're capable of putting up runs tonight, but I also think that Cookie Carrasco is going to give up 97 runs by the end of the third inning. It's just the way it goes with Cookie Carrasco as a 38-year-old in the bump in New York. The worst stadium for him to pitch at. He's a pitcher who pitches to contact in a stadium where pop flies carry home runs all the time. So just don't think it's a good situation for Carrasco to be on the Yankees for the season, but I digress. Edgar, I see your comment here on Royals money line. I think that's the right play on this game as well. I don't think there's any value on the Yankees at a minus 145 against the Royals with Cookie Carrasco and a 7.75 ERA. I just don't see it. So, unfortunately, film room, I do think the Royals team total is going to be a big hit. Like I said, guys, my favorite play on this game is the over. It's my favorite play of the day. It's my POD. I think we're going to see a ton of runs in this game. I think the Yankees bats get going too, but I would not back the Yankees on the money line. The minus 145 is disgusting for a team that can't win a ball game right now and have a pitcher with a 7.75 ERA on the bump. All right, boys, we got one game left, and I'm already getting exhausted from yelling. We have the Detroit Tigers taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Detroit Tigers are 9-6 on the year. They are 4-5 on the road, but they have their guy. They have the ace, maybe the AL ace. They got Tariq Skubal, who doesn't really look like the ace this year. He's a 1-2 on the year with a 3.75 ERA. In 16 innings of work, he's allowed 16 hits. He does have 16 strikeouts, but here's the alarming 2 stats. 4 walks, 3 homers. Not great for the guy who's coming off the Cy Young. For the Brewers, who come in 8-8 with a 5-2 home record, they have Tyler Alexander on the bump. He's 1-0 with a 2.8 ERA. In 12 innings of work, he's allowed 8 hits, 12 strikeouts. And here's his alarming number. In 12 innings of work, he's allowed 7 walks. If you're not familiar with baseball, it's a shit ton of walks. Just going to be honest. It's a ton of walks in that little set of innings. And he's allowed 1 homer. JD, we're going to kick it over to you, brother. What do you got?
Yeah, man, you said that great. Tigers, they have their guy today. They have their ace. And boy, are we getting a discount. I mean, a big discount here to a day. Just like you said, his like numbers to start the year are not actually where they like normally are.
Yep.
As far as his strikeout stuff, though, the strikeouts necessarily haven't been there. But as far as his pitches, as far as the actual like swing and miss stuff is still there though. So I'm just expecting his like numbers to go more back towards where actually used to like seeing here. He actually did have a bounce back start. I believe it was against the Yankees actually like last start.
Oh, that's the best recipe to get yourself back on track. Just pitch against the worst fucking lineup in baseball. You'll be able to mow them down, get going.
So yeah, I believe he pitched. Six.
Paging Dr. Hefe.
Yes, he actually pitched six innings there and actually gave up no runs. Tonight, he actually gets a Brewers lineup that against left-handed pitching, they have not done well at all. Tonight, as far as his actual like strikeout, as far as his actual ladder, I actually really like that. To just actually ladder that up to like 10 plus. But I really like the Tigers on the first 5 at actually minus a half a run here. You can get that at minus 115 still. That to me, like I said, you're just getting a big discount here. This is an extremely good price.
Yeah, for me, you're the first time you're going to hear this from me today, unfortunately. And J-Bo, don't do that. I see your comment. I'm not even talking about that dog shit team out in LA. I can't look at them ever again. I can't back them again. How many days in a row do we have to say the Dodgers are not going to fucking lose again? And then they just go out and absolutely shit the bed. So I'm not talking about them. There's a reason we're not talking about them, because I'm pissed about them. They got to show us something before we get back into it. But for this game, gentlemen, I'm going to have to do the thing, unfortunately. And JD, I think you know what that thing is. I think you know what that thing is. And I'm just filibustering so I can find the graphic. And here it is. Sometimes the best play is no play. So for nothing from me in this game, I'll be rooting for your Tigers play. And let's see what happens. But for me, nothing on this game. Hefe, what you got?
Tigers, money line, skew ball. Their ace. Possibly one of the best pitchers in baseball. I think we're getting a little bit of a discount on him because he hasn't been fantastic to start the year. But if you really dig into the numbers, great matchup for him against the Brewers to kind of get back into that W column. That's all I gotta say, man. I love this play. I think this number is going to grow. You'll see this thing grow from minus 150 to closer to minus 160, minus 165 as we get closer to first pitch.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, we're gonna have to do something for one of our favorite people in chat. I'm just tweeting it out here, so I'm gonna put it on your block. Footy's complaining in the chat we didn't cover his beloved Pirates here.
Oh, it's Paul
Skeens Day. He's going up against a guy named Brad Lord. So you know what, Footy? For you, Footy. I'm tweeting it out right now. Pirates, Nationals. Either of you boys have a play on this game? Pitching for the Nationals is Brad Lord. He is 0-0 on the year with a 1.8 ERA in only 5 innings of work. He's allowed 5 hits, has 4 Ks and 4 walks. On the other side, Paulie Skeens, 1-1 with a 3.5 ERA in 18 innings of work. He's allowed 12 hits, 20 strikeouts to only 3 walks. He has not given up a homer this year. If you want to go look at what a good whip is, you want to study whip and learn more about what whip is in baseball, go look at Paul Skeens. He has a 0.8 whip. That's one of the best whips you could have. He's been absolutely fantastic. Like I said, in every inning, there's less than 1 runner that gets on base when he is on the bump. So I'll put this one open. Do either of you have a play on this game? Have you looked into this one yet?
I have looked into this one. The problem is this number is disgusting. I mean, it's 2 teams that are severely below 500 where, yes, I mean, Skeens is the better pitcher. I really don't even know a lot about Brad Lord. Great name, though.
I've never heard of him, but phenomenal name.
Phenomenal name. Looks like he has 1 game under his belt, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 Ks. But this is a no play game for me. I mean, Skeens is a monster, especially with the strikeouts. But these are 2 bad teams that are just bad offenses. Maybe you want to go with an underplay here, but you can't. Pittsburgh is minus 210 on the money line, minus 105 on a run line.
Thoughts about this, F? Thoughts about this?
I get why, but I'd have to learn more about Brad Lord.
Currently what I'm doing right now. So just so everybody knows, it's not, I give us all credit here. I was like, oh gosh, this guy better not have like 300 starts under his career. We're a bunch of morons. This is his first year. He has 1 career start. This is his 2nd career start. So there's a reason we don't know who this guy is yet, guys.
I'll tell you one thing though. The Pirates cannot hit to save their lives. And that's the only reason that I can't even put this as a money line, like including a money line parlay. This team has a sub 185 batting average, man. I mean, so when you see that, unless Paul Skeens is Shohei Ohtani and could also hit home runs, how can you back this team?
Yeah. And the Pirates are at a minus 210 as well. The odds are just crazy. It's all because of the pitching matchup, but the Nationals really haven't been that bad this year. They've been better at home. They have a winning record at home. On the road, they're 1-5. Like I said earlier, they are 6-9 on the year. But as you put perfectly, Hefe, Who do you think the batting average leader is for the Pirates this year, coming in at a whopping 260?
Probably Brian Reynolds.
Isaiah Kiner Falafel, former Yankee who got dumped to the curb a couple years ago, who everyone knows really can't hit the ball too well. Then you take a look. Team homer and leaders is Brian Reynolds. He has a whopping 2 homers this year, which, got a couple on the board. He's batting 200, batting .206. So there's really nobody in this Pirates on this Pirates team who's really doing anything at the offensive side. Paul Skeens, top 3 pitcher in baseball, in my opinion. I don't think it's too early to say that. He's absolutely dynamic. He's absolutely elite. In this game, if I was forced to make a bet, I would take the under 7.5. But I'll tell you right now, there's a reason we didn't cover this game, Footy. We did it for you. But there's no chance in hell I'm backing anything in this game. So if I had to take something, I'd take the under 7.5. But no play for me on this game. And boys, now it's the time we have to get into all the other stuff that we do. JD, I believe we have something to show the people today that's going to go along with our Odds Shopper EV portfolio. Ready to dive into that for a few?
Definitely.
Let's do it.
Let me pull it up here for everybody.
Great point by Footy as well, by the way. There is heavy rain between 8 and 9 tonight in this game. Stay away from Skeens props. Thank you for letting everybody know about the rain, Footy. You are not like weatherman JD, but we appreciate your weather input today.
And actually, like as far as that game, as far as Skeens goes, I actually have value on that side. I actually have them priced here at minus 255. But there is no way that I am playing them whatsoever, though. Yeah. Just because those bats, I just cannot trust them whatsoever. But anyway, yes, let's get into the EV stuff here. As everybody knows here, this is actually your main page. We've actually shown you all this. This actually updates all of the time. These change literally all the time. But I'm gonna go and show y'all an actual portfolio that actually I made, and we're going to call it the NBA playoffs, because I just wanted to show y'all during actually the current season. We're going to go into this more in depth as far as how I made this, either on Wednesday or either actually maybe Friday. But I did it for FanDuel, and actually I did it on actually DraftKings here. And so as far as this season goes, just actually playing those 2 books, we had an average of actually 31 bets per actually day. And then actually we had an ROI on actually DraftKings at actually 5.6%. And then an ROI on actually FanDuel at actually 10.1%. Guys, you're just literally making these plays. You don't have to look at anything. Like I said, this is just a separate thing. You're just literally making these bets and just looking at them at the end of the day here. As far as on DraftKings, you can break this down, and it can even show you best on what type of bet. As far as points and that's how much profit we actually made just off of points, actually over or actually under. You're actually 3-point plays, rebounds, assists. It breaks it down into so much stuff here.
So much stuff.
And you can, of course, that was based off of $1,000 there. Let's just say you started out with actually $5,000 here, then you actually would have profited. You would have profited a little over 12,000. Well, that's actually around 13,000 there. So like I said, guys, this is just an extra thing, and it seems like it's a lot. It seems like it's hard, but it is really not. It's actually really easy. But yeah, so for today, we will stop there.
JD, beautifully done. Well done making that portfolio. Just so everyone knows, JD made that himself, got all the data himself, did a fantastic job. So if you guys have any questions, shoot him a DM, because, guys, we have big news about that. It's a free trial. 7 days. Get in there. Have JD help you with your portfolio and start winning on the EV bets. They're a lot of fun to get into it. As he said, it's great to incorporate that into your already existing betting style. So just make sure you add that to what you're doing, and you guys will be up a lot more money. All right, boys. I think we've made it. to the part of the show that everybody wants every single episode. It's going to be our daily best bets. And we always start with our guy down south, Hefe Picks. Well, that's a little confusing, actually, because you're not the one down south out of everybody on this, but you're south on the screen. So take it away. What you got?
I got one for you, everybody. I can take it late on this Monday.
Hold on. Over the last 4 or 5 shows, you've really skimped down on your best bets. You used to have 38 of them in one show. You're giving the people one best bet on this glorious MLB Monday slate. How do you sleep at night?
Pretty well. Usually on my side, on the left side of the bed. I like it cold, very cold in my bedroom. So yeah, pretty solid. Okay.
All right, one best bet. Tell everyone your one play.
Listen, man, rather go 1-0 than 1-1 any day of the week, right?
Absolutely.
So my thing is, if I don't believe in it truly, I'm never going to put it out there just to put it out there. We're rolling with the Tigers on the money line. I got it at -150. I do think this number is moving and will continue to move towards the Tiger side. I think this is going to be one of the rare spots this year where you will get a good, favorable number on a money line with Scooble on the mound.
There we go. I'll go next, guys. Don't worry. I'm here. Don't worry. I am here with 2 best bets today. I got two. Number 1, you guys know what it is. Yankees Royals over 9. We're going to see 900 runs in that game. I do think Koki Carrasco gets absolutely bombarded early and often. And on the other side, I think the Yankees will be able to produce some runs as well. Give me over 9 in that one. Second best bet, we're taking another over 9 in the San Francisco Giants against the Philadelphia Phillies. I do think Taijuan Walker finally has his start that he gets shelled this year, and we should see a ton of runs in that one. The Giants' bats are hot. The Phillies' bats can erupt. We will see a ton of runs in that one. So my 2 best bets yet again are over 9 in the San Francisco Giants and Philadelphia Phillies, and over 9 in the Kansas City Royals and New York Yankees. JD, close us out. What you got, baby?
Yeah, I'm going to have 2 today. Give me
Attaboy. That's how you do it. I digress.
Give me the Giants. Give me actually them on the money line. You can get them at actually even money now. This is a game where I have them as an actual favorite, an actual clear-cut favorite here. So definitely like the value there. And then give me the Tigers, except I'm going to play this a little different way. Give me them in the first 5. Give me them a minus a half run and actually -115.
There we go. Well, fellas, it's been a fantastic show. We have just under 1,300 people still here with us. I mean, if you guys want, we could get Hefe to get the tennis balls out of the closet back there. He could start juggling for the next half hour. The numbers will keep going up. So if you guys want, that's what we could do. But no, I'm just teasing. We appreciate every single one of you. Take your phones out. Take your screenshots. You could see the best bets here. I'm not going to read through them all, especially not Hefe's one. Everyone, message Hefe. Give us more best bets. You want more of his picks. He's a proven winner. Give out more proven winners, Hefe. JD, 2 bangers. Love the Goldschmidt play. I think that's going to hit very early.
Yeah, I actually didn't. Yeah, I actually gave out the wrong play. So they're actually y'all actually got 3 plays.
There we go. That's right, JD. That's 3. I love that. All right, boys.
Wait, what's the third play?
He gave it out. It's not on the list. Which one was it, JD?
I gave out Giants. Tigers, and then actually Goldsmith, yeah.
Giants, Tigers, and Bears.
Big
my.
Big Monday out of JD. Big.
Remember, JD's never lost a play in basketball game since they've incorporated that style, so let's make sure we're tailing him on that. And fellas, it's been a fun show. We have a ton of baseball tonight. We have a ton more coming for you guys coming soon. As Hefe said at the start of the show, NFL draft next week. NBA playoffs are coming. MLB in the thick of it. NHL playoffs are here. We're here in some of the best sports time of the year, and we will be back on Wednesday. Same time, same place. Hefe, any parting words for the people before we get the fuck out of here today?
Nope. Enjoy the Monday, guys. Big old baseball slate. Baseball, I think, is some of you have money on the WNBA draft, which
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't.
I got a bet.
Oh, please tell people.
For the WNBA draft, Haley Van Lith, 11th overall. Don't know what team's sitting there, but I was watching ESPN this morning, and they had a little mock guy on there, and the little mock guy said that he's going to go 11th. Haley Van Lith, 11th. Not my play. Saw it on TV. There you go. Well, you're welcome. Who's her boyfriend? Trivia, who's her boyfriend?
Oh, Jalen Suggs.
Damn, you're good. Damn, you're good. That's correct. All right. Anything else from you, Hefe, before we go to JD to do the thing of the thing?
Nope. Thanks, buddy. Yes, that is pretty big. I'm not gonna lie to you. We don't have time to get into that today, but we should speak about that probably in the next show. That's a big deal, especially since last time when he wasn't there. We all remember what happened with Japan USA.
Yep, absolutely. JD, it's been a long one. Thank you for putting up with both of our bullshit. Got to get us out of here. Do what you do.
As it is Monday, it is a brand new week. We are ready to go. There's only one thing to do. Let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win, baby. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Same time, same place. Peace. Have more best bets next time. The fuck.